live. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go live. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go live. Kick that intro. Hope this shit's working. Yeah. Hit it. Yeah, that's right. Hitting the DeLorean, dude. Hitting the DeLorean, dude. Are we ready? Is it working? I don't know. Hopefully it's working. Somebody better say something. Somebody better say something. Nobody says nothing, then how are we gonna know if this shit's even working? God damn it. Why this shit doesn't work? Yellow people, brown people, orange people. All you people. Forgot to set up the buttons to change that shit. Whoops. Hold up, I'm setting the buttons up right now. Just chill out the fucking second. Wait, where's the scene? Scene. Call it face. And it's face. Is this shit working? I'll wait for somebody to tell me it's working. I don't know if it's working. I mean, it looks like it's working. I had to go get a real mic. Got to get a decent sound. Because this little mother wasn't cutting it. So anyways, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the best, worst show on the internet. That's right. The only best, worst show on the internet. The number one best, worst show on the internet. If you hear anybody else talking about that shit, it's just because they're trying to bite my steez, right? Try to bite my steez. That's right. That it's right. Oh, cool. It's working. Good. I'm glad that it's working. I mean, hey, you work. Congratulations. You're doing something right. Right. Anyways, so hopefully we don't have any audio issues rolling forward. That would be nice. That would be cool. Got a new mic stand too. I hate it, but I have to have it in such a way that I can still see my 75-inch TV. Gotta be able to see the 75-inch TV. Gotta be able to see my video games. And then if I move this out like this, and then I got the thing, I can still be playing my games. So, it's all right. I think it's all right. I got mounts, but I don't like them. I don't like them. Lunchy! Where are you, Lunchy? ¿A dónde estás, mi perrito? Oh, I see you over here. Are you all wrapped up in blankets? Got a jacket on? Yes, we have Lunchy still. Here is proof of lunch. Hello, Lunchy. Daddy, I don't want to be on that shit, Daddy. Yeah, you do. What are you doing, baby girl? You tired? Is it already sleep time for you? You gonna seriously sleep in your little jacket right there so I don't forget to put it on you in the morning when it's all cold as shit? Don't worry, I'll turn the heater on later. Lunchy. But I love you, sweet peepees. She's like, all right, Daddy, I'm out of here. All right, bye, Lunchy. See, she's still alive. Still lazy. Still angry. Yeah, dude, it's working. Everything's working good. Trying to set up the mic good. It doesn't move around. I hate it, but, the other mic was the mic on the headset. It just wasn't working. It used to sound good, and then it just stopped sounding good. And then everything that we did never fixed it. So you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, dude. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, I got some stuff to talk about in here. We can talk about Hassan and his dog. We can talk about that JF Garipi guy and how his latest ex-girlfriend or ex-wife has decided that she's gonna say fuck that dude. I mean, there's a bunch of shit going on, dog. There's a bunch of stuff that's happening, but I feel like the most important thing that happened today was the internet basically going out. AWS just going kaput. Hey, I'm on AWS actually. It just so happens, just so interestingly, well, let me tell you this thing, but let me change this. Just chatting. Done. Updated. Wonderful. Sorry, I had to update my Twitch stream. I forgot that shit. Yeah, there's new South Park episodes. I haven't watched South Park. I don't watch South Park. Sorry. I'm not into that level of cultural reciprocity. I mean, it used to be really cool, but I stopped watching South Park when I stopped worrying about childish things, says the man that has joysticks for his video game that he loves. Anyways, so where did we go here? Oh, yeah. No Kings protests happened over the weekend. Some people said that they were packed. Other people said that they weren't packed. I don't know. I drove by the one by my house, and it didn't seem like it was that packed. Didn't seem like it was packed at all. But I don't make the rules or anything like that. I just enforce them, as it were. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. How we doing out there in the chat? We got no one here yet. He's always here, and there's no one here. We got our boy Solartron. What's up, Solartron? How's it going to the Blob Inc.? How are you doing? How's it going, Virginia Olsen? Always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. What's going on, Grilled Salmon? Nice to see you. I also like grilled salmon, so I guess I like to eat you. What's going on, Frank? I don't know why your name's in all capped, but nice to see you, Frank. And Nathan R. Hello, Nathan R. Welcome. So I guess where do we even start with this shit today? I feel like we could kind of start off with things. There's just so much content, I haven't been gone away for a little while, and I've been able to allow that shit to like pile up, and it being piled up is like super nice or whatever. But I feel like this image right here really does show us. What the fuck? Was it blank? Oh. Quick second. Just need a second. Display capture beyond. There we go. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. Boop, boop. Whoop. Sorry, I gotta put some boops up real quick. There we go. Dude, did we just get some money, dog? What's up, the Joker? Did we just get some money or something? What the fuck was that? Was that a donation? Somebody just sent me some money, dude? Grilled salmon for $1.99. Jason Gooseman's creepy face at the end of the intro. Yeah, that's really good shit. That is a really good shit right there. The Jason Goodman face. I really like it myself, actually. Fuck that guy. The Ultra Jew. That's what I call him. The Ultra Jew. There is no Jew bigger than he. Jason Goodman. So anyways, yeah, today, this is what happened on the internet today. We had AWS's status page. We had ops teams just trying to look cool. And then we had a whole car on fire in the background going on over at US East 1. Yes, US East. Very nice. US East. Northern Virginia. Very good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, AWS went down. That's a thing that happened today. I feel like that probably shouldn't have happened, but you know what? That's what they were saying over there on the NPR, the CNNs, and the NBCs, the MSNBCs, and all the different news places. But yes, there's been a massive outage that basically crippled the entire fucking internet, because if you haven't realized it, Amazon Web Services hosts a whole lot of shit. A lot of stuff. They got gov shit. They got your favorite websites. They got they got their little feelers everywhere, man. Their whole shit got all jacked up. So I guess what the major thing here is that it just shows that how one company's online infrastructure has basically become so essential to many modern businesses to function that whenever a problem happens with that place, yeah, well, fucking shit gets fucked up. And that's Twitch, freaking Reddit, I mean, Facebook, YouTube, all the different places on the internet, they're all using Amazon Web Services and servers in some way, but they figured that they'd at least fix the problem for us. But it was just kind of funny for me, because once I heard that there was an outage, they said that they had increased error rates and latencies starting around 3 a.m. that involved its faculty in Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia. What else goes on over there in Northern Virginia? Isn't that where like the Pentagon and all the government shit is? Isn't that where all the spooks be at? I thought that that's where all the spooks be at. I could be wrong about all this stuff, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure that that's where all the spooks be. Or at least that's where they used to be. I don't know if they moved or something, but I'm pretty sure they're still there. They're just like opening up new offices somewhere else. But, you know, I don't know if they've really gotten it fixed. According to Amazon, they're saying that, yeah, it's like an invisible scaffolding. Their cloud computing service, it helps internet people to function, and they let companies use something called their DynamoDB, which is a database as a service, which basically stores information for shitloads of people. In more layman's terms, they rent out their cloud computing resources to others so they can serve their own customers. An even dumber way of putting it is they hold other people's data for them and serve it back out for them. You know, it's pretty simple shit, but you know, AWS has all kinds of different ways of starting up a service. They have different sections and abilities. There's all kinds of different services that they offer, but one service in particular, the DynamoDB, had an error. Yep. That one service had an error, and it took down the entire service for Northern Virginia, and then the error within the update caused a chain reaction of services and to fail, and then a bunch of other disruptions. And it says it's just kind of crazy, because if you really think about it, the DynamoDB is an interesting thing, but you know, Amazon has its own thing. Well, I think it's more or less about DNS, like Amazon DNS. Right. If you look up Amazon DNS, they have hosted routes for all the data that travels. So basically, you can utilize Amazon's web services and their DNS services to basically like route your IPs and all this other stuff. One thing to be thinking about is the fact that most servers and services on the Amazon Web Services backbone all use Amazon DNS, which just so happens to apparently use the DynamoDB that's associated to it. So basically what they're trying to tell you is that, well, they had an error in an update to one of their systems, and after that error happened, it basically kind of broke the DNS services. So everybody that was using Amazon to tell people where their servers were, well, the server that does that, well, it wasn't available. So everything started to break and stuff wasn't able to get transported. Then the app started to get a break, and then everything started to explode. And this is something that I've talked about before. And this was a big point of contention that I had with the Fireside guys, because I was like, well, if we put all of our eggs in one basket over at Amazon, what happens if shit goes down? And they're like, well, it's never going to happen. Amazon's a multi-billion-dollar company, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. And, you know, this is the second time that something like this is happening. So if you think about it, most people are running what Amazon calls as an EC2 instance to host data. I do the same thing. I actually have a certain stuff that's on the East, right? And I never got a notification that shit went down. I went and checked the logs and everything was fine. Like the server never went down. and the website never went down. But the main thing here to think about is that I don't actually use AWS for the DNS. So there was no issues with them finding my server, which is actually kind of funny. So it's like we had this and they had this whole fucking crazy thing on their virtual private cloud. And well, I mean, it only affect people that were basically utilizing their DNS. Was one of those things that I tell people all the time. Be like, you probably shouldn't use the DNS. I mean, you can. It makes things a lot easier, but you should probably separate your DNS out from, your service provider, because if your service provider is the same people that are providing your DNS and servers, and your server goes down, it's one thing. But if the DNS goes down, nobody's going to be able to get your server anyway. So if the server goes down, if you have your DNS on another place and your server goes down, well, yeah, it's going to go down. But then if the DNS at that other place goes down and, everybody else's shit's on fire, your stuff stays up, stays good. Yeah. Daniel McCoy, nice to see you. You never trusted Amazon or GoDaddy? I mean, it's not really about trust in this particular respect, but I get what you mean on that. Like, ultimately, I wouldn't trust GoDaddy with shit, but Amazon is getting to be a lot like GoDaddy all of a sudden, where they're just having massive problems and outages, and nobody can really explain to anyone else what the fuck is happening. And it's just kind of funny when you look at this. Let's see, AWS ISO 27001 certificate. So I remember having to look this up because for a place that I work at, I had to get this certification. It's an ISO 27001:2022 certificate, which is a security management standard that specifies security management best practices, comprehensive security controls, and best practice guides. So, yeah, Amazon actually has to do that, right? And if you look right here on their certification for Amazon Web Services, you can see right now that they don't have it anymore, by the way. Well, technically they have it until November 30th, but yeah, the reissue date on the certificate is right there. You can see the issue date of the certificate, and you can see the expiration date. So it was issued in 2022, reissued on August 13th of 2025, and it expires November 30th of 2025. Well, I don't know if you guys are going to be passing. Somebody fucked up somewhere. You guys better have all that shit calculated. I better be seeing some fucking reports on that shit. You know what I'm saying? That better be in your risk register, motherfucker. That's all I got to say. Yickum 24. What up, brother? How's it going, Mr. Blacksmith? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. It's still kind of messed up because I can't get my orders. They were supposed to arrive this morning, and I haven't gotten them, and I can't cancel them. Well, yeah, that definitely does suck. I got whatever I was supposed to get from Amazon. I got one of the two things that I was supposed to get from Amazon today. But yeah, if you look here, they don't have their certificate anymore. But even funnier, one thing that I noticed about this is because they had to set up a whole ISMS for their web service, and this is their security management system, or their information security management system certificate for Amazon Web Services that's specified to certain facilities below. And I just wanted to point it out to you is that the scope for the certification actually does include Northern Virginia, or US 1 East, which is the one that just had its outage, right? Which just had the big major problem. So like there's a whole fuck ton of shit that they're supposed to do right now that either tells them to do this or tells them to do that. And it almost seems like they haven't done it yet, which is a bit strange, if you ask me. But yeah, that just means that there's going to be a lot, because if you look, there's Northern Virginia, all the U.S. East is basically certified, or at least was certified. They can still be certified. They just have to do a bunch of, stuff in here. But yeah, the main data centers. So like if you want to do ISO 27001 work, you have to be on one of these different ones. And you either have to be on the Glove Cloud or the private cloud, right? Pleased to hear and see it, fella. Yeah, good. What's up, JR Riggs? Motherfucking Riggs. Thanks for posting that in the Discord. Appreciate that shit. But yeah, that's That's one of their main regions right there. The Northern Virginia region is a big region for Amazon Web Services. And if that shit goes down, that's a pretty big fucking problem. Let me tell you that right now. That's a huge fucking problem, son. There's a big problem. So, yeah, your certification services are not protected. We're still doing the highest level of security and information security standards. But yeah, I don't know if I can say that because y'all updated a program with the faulty update and took out the entirety of the internet and like over some dumb shit. Nah, that can't be it. No, you're too big, Amazon. Your company is massive. You shouldn't be allowed to do this. I mean, what happened to all those poor dudes on Twitch this morning trying to look over at e-thoughts and shit like that? Did they lose out on all that shit too? Imagine all the booby time that those motherfuckers lost, dude. They're pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed for them. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Hello, Michael E. Nice to see you out there, brother. So, I guess that's a bad thing, right? People were pretty upset that, this massive outage took down Venmo, Snapchat, Alexa, Reddit, and, basically all the big websites that are out there. You got a Ring doorbell camera? Sorry, that shit's not working. You want to play Wordle? Nope, ain't working either. But yes, the internet goes down. And, when big data centers go down over there in Washington, Virginia, all over the place, you can really see that people are going to have problems when Netflix has an outage and it keeps on happening. And I mean, the updates on this fucking thing are pretty crazy when you really think about it, because even to this point in time, they say that the outage is still ongoing and a number of problems are still being reported in a small fraction from where they were at this peak this afternoon. And the down detector is still listing about 10% complaints all over the place. And you know what? Very big networks relying on AWS services like Netflix, PlayStation Network, Twitch, Ring Video, doorbells, Venmo's payment system. They all finally recovered, but somebody made a huge boo-boo. Huge boo-boo. Big problem. This is big problem. Very big problem. The Jeets did it, reg domain. You think it was the Jeters? I think it could have been them. I mean, most of them work in tech. Like, it's pretty easy if a fucking computer problem comes up, you can blame it on them because, like, they overwhelmingly are the people working in that service. So, it's a little racist, but I'll allow it. Anyways, let's see. All the competent employees are gone. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, every year we find out the internet is more and more and more held up by popsicle sticks. They're just little tiny sticks, and the internet is just holding up those sticks, and that's it. I think, actually, yeah, this is it right here. This is the image right there. The entire internet needs AWS DNS to run is crazy. So, like, there's the entire internet, and that one little bitch right there is AWS US East-1. Fucking everything. Everything's on that shit. But this is a fantastic analogy. Fantastic analogy. I'm going to get a soda. Oh, yeah. This I'll go to anyway. This is hilarious. If you don't know why this is hilarious, I don't know what to do for you. I mean, seriously, we need to focus on you. If you don't know what this is, if you don't know where that's from, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the sticks are being replaced with twigs as we speak. This is very true. It's very true. It's how it goes, dude. It's how it goes. Somebody flips the one little Jenga block and the whole motherfucking thing goes down. It's all right. They recovered. Come on. They recovered. It could have been a whole lot worse. But it's not. But it is. But it's not. But it is. That's okay. It just makes you laugh because, it should affect me and I should have a security incident. But since the website didn't go down in any detectable manner that we saw, I don't have to do anything. I'm going to still put something in. But I'm just going to be all like, yeah, AWS had a problem. It's because people are dumb, but I'm not dumb. because I did this. Ha ha, suck it. But it still leaves me a bunch of shit because now I'm like, we were going to move the phone system. And I was thinking about using AWS for that. And I'm like, I don't even like having my website. I don't even like having the website on AWS. I need to move that shit. That's what I need to do. Yeah. Maybe they're testing. It'll get worse. What's going to get worse? What could possibly be worse or get worse about this situation? I don't know. I think most people just need to figure out that, yeah, maybe we shouldn't keep all of our DNS and our servers on the same thing. You know, doesn't sound smart. Doesn't seem smart. Does not seem smart. But you know what? I gotta throw it out to Elon Musk on this one because you know what? Internet outage happens. Elon Musk is on X promoting X chat, saying it'll be way better than Signal because Signal is another one of the apps that went down, and they're trying to say that, oh well, see, Signal's not decentralized because you know the app went down, and it's like, okay, well they use AWS to relay the encrypted messages, so I guess that's a point, but you know what? They never claimed to be decentralized, but you know. How is any self-respecting technology brother supposed to communicate with their favorite e-girls without military-grade encrypted communication apps? Truly dark times we live in. Yep. How the fuck is Signal down? The digital world is significantly less centralized around AWS from the last time there was a major outage. Every big company has rushed to build their own data centers, and Azure rose as a major player. Yeah. Think about that, though. There was a time AWS did have a huge outage, right? And everything went down, and a bunch of people were wondering what the hell was going on with the situation, yet we all made it back to the same area, and here we are again, looking at the same thing, wondering, you know, shouldn't we have learned from this? But no, it just seems like everybody got more centralized and everybody's like, yeah, we're going to go build our own shit. So I tell my boss all the time, I'm like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just build it in-house because we have the skills and the capability and we'll save shitloads of money. And I've already proven that I could save us a bunch of money on shit, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I still think this image right here definitely encapsulates a lot of what we were seeing today. Definitely for sure does encapsulate that. It's only going to get worse, though, I think. It could only get worse. It's only going to get worse before it gets better because it's not like they're going to allow this stuff to happen in any type of quick fashion. Yeah, no. And I mean, even more so, there was people that were talking about how the blockchain even went down. Well, not the Bitcoin blockchain, because the Bitcoin blockchain don't need no AWS to keep going. It's got its own shit. It's got BitDNS and a bunch of other shit that some big dick motherfucker wrote. God, who is that guy? I don't fucking know, man, but I know that he's probably short, fat, and funny. Anyways, AWS is down, then the internet stops working, but the blockchain, it never goes. Oh, shit, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Everyone preaching about decentralization and censorship resistance. But, yep, all of those fucking Bitcoin bullshits. Oh, dude, Synthetic Rebellion is in the chat. What? Synthetic Rebellion? You son of a bitch. Anyways, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. My titties got bigger. Don't make a video of that. I'll kill you. Shit, I shouldn't say that. I will. Nope, can't say that either. I will drop you. I will fucking jump to the moon, and then I'll fucking elbow drop you right onto your house. It was like fucking on fire and shit as I'm coming in. I don't know where you live though, so I might have to do it a couple times. Anyways, hello. What's up, Mott? I see Mott in the chat, too. And we got Yobi. What's up, Yobi? Greetings from Thailand. Hello, Thailand. Hello. But yes, another thing to point out here. Yeah, the Polygon mainnet, the Atrium mainnet, the API Fura, the RCP API, the Ethereum mainnet, yeah, the base nets. Yeah, all the networks for all that shit went down. So if you were on Ethereum or Polygon or any of like half of those fucking worthless piece of shit coins, well, guess what? You lost access to your shit too, because it runs on AWS and it's not decentralized, even though they tell you it is, and it's garbage money. Garbage money. You're paying for a fucking. Have you seen his picture? Have you seen Vitlack's picture? Have you seen the video of him eating his boogers? Have you seen what he fucking looks like? God, save me money, for crying out loud. Stop sending him money. It's real, dude. Error connecting to the blockchain. Sorry, can't connect to the blockchain. Uses fucking AWS. You gotta be shitting me, dog. You gotta be shitting me. Anyways, somebody said, hello, Mr. DeWitty. I didn't see Mr. DeWitty talking in the chat. What? I don't see no DeWitty. Wait, he is there. Missed him. Well, hello, Mr. DeWitty. Send any weird bald-headed guys into a tailspin lately? How is fucking Quinn Michaels? I miss that crazy son of a bitch. I hope he's doing all right, though. Wish nothing but the best for that man. Although, hope he figures out, what the fuck happened or whatever, because I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Yeah, dude. Blockchain, dude. Blockchain, super secure, man. Blockchain, that shit is dope, bro. You don't got to worry about the blockchain. Blockchain's going to be just fine, bro. It ain't going to go. It goes down. It goes down. It goes down. Just like a different thing. Although, I did see this picture here today. I don't know. This Alley girl, I think she might be having something to do with it. Because I heard she just got fired from Hack.5. And then all of a sudden, US East goes down. And then she just so happens to have US East-1 booty shorts. I'm not fucking buying it, bitch. That right there, this is like a crime. Something's happening here with these booty shorts. She knew some shit was up. And she's tweeted that shit at 7:15 in the morning. Bet she was up all night hacking in those booty shorts, took the shit down, and then damn sick Network Rebellion. For real, dog? For real, dog? Oh, you're talking about, okay. He was talking about the cat. Anyways, so, woo! How the fuck is the Signal app down? I don't know how the Signal app went down. I don't know how any of these apps sound. I don't understand how this shit is so fucked up. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I know this bitch had something to do with it. I can't fucking prove it. Maybe I just wanted to show you her butt cheeks. I'm not sure. But you didn't even see them. You saw... I mean, it was alright, You could have got worse. You could be given worse things. Sorry, we can't find anything for you. There's nothing here for you. Anyways, so, lol, that blooty that blew up the internet. This chick's ass blew up the internet. I'm calling it. She got fired from Hack 5 and was like, oh yeah, you'll fire me? And then she goes ultra nuclear, takes down Amazon Web Services. Dangerous. This bitch is dangerous. Anyways, it's fine. It's whatever. Anyways, enough AWS talk. There is more to talk about. Than Amazon Web Services. I mean, I like Amazon. I watched Amazon TV shit, buy shit off of Amazon. But do you think I got the balls to look over at Jeff Bezos and be like, what the fuck, Bezos? Bezos ain't got nothing to do with any of this, dude. Bezos is on the fucking yacht with that fine-ass big titty bitch, enjoying champagne and like fucking snorkeling and shit. This is not his fault. He hired people for this and they fucked up. So I don't blame him. Jeff Bezos, what's up? Much love. Much love, brother. Anyways, so honestly, I don't know, dude. I don't know whose fault it is. I'm not blaming Jeff Bezos because he ain't got time for that shit. Okay, it's Bezos. You get all the respect. It's not like it was Elon Musk. It's not like we're talking about Elon Musk. Anyways, so, but we talk about Elon Musk. We talk about freaking that Jeff Bezos guys. What about Donald Trump? What about the kings, the technology kings, the actual kings? Isn't there still like 43 to 45 countries that still have kings? Well, a lot of people were protesting again for having no kings, which I thought was a little weird. I thought we had this whole no kings protest thing on July 4th, right? Like, wasn't that our yeah, we don't want no fucking king. And, we fought the British and we were like, fuck your tea, fuck your boats, fuck your red coats. This is our shit. And then we took it over. Yeah, they're still salty about it or whatever, but what are they going to do about it? They're getting invaded by Muslims. But over here in the United States, we still have a bunch of people that are staying the course and saying, no more kings. No more kings. So I went to Rolling Stones to figure out. I even went to my local, no kings protest. Well, I didn't go to it. I fucking drove by it. That's what I did. I fucking drove by the shit. And I didn't see nobody. I might as well pull a video of me driving by that shit just so I could have the proof. I got the proof right here. Oh, yes, we're driving through the No Kings protest. This is it. No Kings protest. Notice out there's nobody out here in Carson City. Well, there are some people, right there. Little group right there. Some right there. There's a group right there. They apparently don't know about July 4th. They know that they apparently don't know that we don't have a king. They calling people Nazis and stuff. But, yeah, they're definitely the wrong people, It's pretty sad. Wow, dude, I'm fucking inspired, bro. Fuck those kings! We're driving through the No Kings protest. The Burger King protest, that's what it is. You went to the Burger King protest as well? I went to Burger King, and then I drove past the No Kings. And then me and Lunchy ate burgers. Because you know what? It was just another fucking day. It was another fucking day for me. Wasn't shit going on, but you know what? Rolling Stone's got a pretty big message for you. Millions of Americans took to the streets Saturday, October 18th for the second No Kings protest since Donald Trump took office for the second time earlier this year. The president's administration and his Republican allies in Congress have been painting the demonstrations as anti-American, describing the protesters as exercising their First Amendment rights as terrorism. Trump made his feelings clear in an AI video posted to his Truth Social page depicting himself wearing a crown while flying a plane, dumping feces on the gathered masses. In reality, the protesters simply don't want America to turn into an authoritarian state. Huh! Too late! That's what you guys were fucking trying to do already! We were representing normal people, regular peaceful Americans who are against what this administration is doing. Who are against the occupation of our cities and the disappearing of our neighbors off the streets. Jeremiah Collins, a 34-year-old veteran of the war in Afghanistan, told Rolling Stones while marching in Washington, D.C. The protests were not confined to the nation's capital, with anti-Trump American marches everywhere from Anchorage, Alaska to Venice, Florida, pretty much everywhere here in between. They dress for the occasion, too, as the photos taken demonstrate. All right, let's check this shit out. Yeah, dude, we went to the fucking Burger King process. Burger King. Anyways, my new pump is marked like Lunchy. Oh, that's cool. You lost your Doxy, though? Oh, but now you have a Lunchy, though. Yeah, Chihuahua power, dude. Chihuahuas will overtake the earth. There's just going to be Chihuahuas going around. We're all going to be dead. But the Chihuahuas will live. Chihuahua! Anyways, no kings. Here's it in Portland. Obviously, it was going to be big in Portland. And look, they got the fucking frog, dude. They got the frog. They got the squirrel. They got the dinosaur. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, wait. We got an owl and a Was that like a dead unicorn or something? Cool. What's this here? Yes on 50. Oh, San Francisco Beach. Well, that does definitely seems like a lot of people, but not as many as there were. But I mean, you have to get a decent amount of people to get that picture taken care of. Oh, no king. We got the lady dressed up like the Statue of Liberty. Send me your immigrants. Send me death. Wait, no, that's not what she said. Mini Ostherder? What's an Ostherder? I don't even know what the fuck. Mini Australian hurler. Yeah, Grandifa. Bunch of empty nest old hippies. We don't want this country to turn authoritarian, and we want to be gay and be able to bone people in the streets and become women or men as we will. Fuck you. Yeah. Damn, dude, is that Bernie Sanders, bro? Bernie Sanders over at the No Kings protest. Nice. Good old fucking Bernie. He's looking old as fuck, though. Can you believe that they wanted him to be president? He had a more of a chance than fucking Hillary and Kamala ever did of becoming a Democratic president. But I think he's just too Jewish and or old. I'm not sure. Or communist, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, look at that. I also see that bulletproof glass that's right in front of him. That'd be looking thick AF. But you know what? At least we know. Like, seriously? Somebody, has he ever gotten an assassination threat? Bernie fucking Sanders? Seriously? Who wants to kill that old fucking coot? Not me. He looks like a cardboard poster. That's funny. Oh, excellent audio tonight. Oh, yeah, I know. Well, do you see? There's a new microphone and a stand. You see? Been saving my fucking pennies, but you know what? It's fine. I was already going to get this, and I was like, well, I have to pay $3,500 to get my car fixed, too. Might as well just get the fucking microphone as well, since we're just going to blow all of our money and be broke. That's fine. My car's fine. It just needs to get a new hybrid battery, and new front brakes, and a new battery in the car, $3,500. Jesus fucking Christ. And these people out here protesting Trump. You know, the other thing I'm protesting is the price of fucking shit. Because that battery used to be $200. Now it's $300. And the fucking hybrid battery pack is $2,000, but you still got to pay labor. I mean, $500 for a brake job, that's it. That's normal. That's normal. I'm not bitching about that. I'm not really bitching about it. I haven't got any work done on my car in years, but I was letting Cherie drive it, doing DoorDash there for a little bit, and that was a gamble. It was a gamble, but it's not like it's her fault or whatever. But I mean, I figured if the battery was going, then yeah, and I could tell that it was going just because like the gas mileage was going down. You know, we were at like 40 miles to a gallon instead of 50. Yeah, I could build a battery for you cells. But, you know what? Fuck it. We're spending all the rest of the money. Might as well just go broke. And then my phone broke, so I had to get a new phone. I did get it's not an iPhone, though. It's a Pixel. I wanted to get the folding one, but there's no way I'm paying that much for that phone. And then I got a good deal on this one. But the only reason I really like it, though, be honest with you, is because it's got the MagSafe on the back. So when I put it in the car, it's like, tunk. That alone makes the phone way better than an iPhone. Fuck an iPhone. Suck a dick, iPhone. Anyways, I'm done being mad at Google. I don't even care anymore. I'm just... You already have all my data, motherfucker. Just take me. Take me. Yep. Mr. Blacksmith, do your brakes yourself. It's like changing a tire. No, it is not. It is a hybrid. I've never changed the brakes on a hybrid. There's other stuff in there. Like, you know, you got to do more than take the caliper off. You got to take the plant off. But then there's all the fucking regen shit. I don't want to fucking touch any of that shit. Nope. Yeah, I was hoping the battery crapped her. I was hoping the battery crapped out on her and she had to pick up the tab for it. No, I wouldn't have made her pick up the tab for it, Doc Rocks. It's my car. I mean, I still owe money on that fucking car. But no, I didn't think the battery was that bad. I knew it was going bad. But I don't know how she drives. Should have probably looked at all the fucking footage. But she was getting pretty decent gas mileage when she was driving it. So it definitely started fading out. Because, like, when I was driving it, the max I was getting was like 45. And that was a problem. But when I was noticing that there was like, it was like 2 bars. It would be full, and then it would drop 2 bars instead of dropping 1, 1, 1. And then lately it's been 3. So then I took out the OBD2, put it in my car, and then it pulled up the Dr. Prius app, and then I was like, oh, fuck, my battery, like 3 of the cells of the battery are done. Yeah, Leon says he could do the brakes. Yeah, I know, we changed the oil and stuff, but yeah, I want them to do it. We're paying the professionals to do it. Because then I get a warranty on the brakes and the battery. And then the other battery, there's really no warranty on it. But that was the 12-volt battery is the original battery. But it's still good, but it definitely needs to get changed. It's the other one, though. There's really nothing that you could do. I could probably change it myself, but still be 3 Gs for parts and shit. Yeah, I know the EGR valve thing is done. That's on the list of things that they're going to do. That's why it costs so much. I'm having them completely overhaul it because I looked at what it was going to be, and it's like, I could go get like a newer car. And I was like, oh, never mind. I'm not going to do that. It's going to cost me more. It's going to fucking cost me more a month than I'm already paying. Even if I put down money. So I just take whatever I was saving to put down on a new car. Just put it back in the old car that I like. And then I'll just pay it off. I'm saving money to pay it off like it all in one go. So it's not exactly like it's a bad thing. Like I knew it was coming up. It's just annoying that it's happening now. It's just annoying. I blame these people. Like this guy. It's this guy's fault. But yeah, the main things I've been worried about are the EGR valve and the other thing. But technically, mine doesn't have that problem. That's only a problem for the Gen 2s. And mine's it's a completely different engine model. More simple. Still works the same, though. I mean, dude, gotta think about that shit. Dump in oil, change in oil. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we have everything checked. The place that I took it to is a certified Toyota person. Yeah, I know brakes are easy, but there's Prius brakes. I just didn't want to do it myself. I'm gonna pay somebody to do it. They're gonna do it right. If I do it myself, it's gonna be done all right. But I'm not gonna have the peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Just want to have the peace of mind. Yeah, CV, yours does have an EGR. And I had already told you when we went through all of the different paperwork that came with it, one of the pages said that the EGR valve was cleaned. Right? It's not pre. Hers isn't, but yeah, hers is like a 2010 or something like that. I don't know. But they check. It's all on the list of the stuff that they did. So it's actually not bad. Mine, though, like mine hasn't had any major service. I got it with 60,000 miles, and I've been doing the oil changes and keeping up with everything else. So for the battery to be the only problem that I've had in it over 5 years, it's the only issue. Battery brakes. I've never gotten the brakes changed. Never. Just tires, man. Tires and oil. It's first world problem. First world problem. But, at this point, though, I feel good just because I'd be like, in the past, that would have destroyed me. I'd be like, fuck, what am I going to do? I'm fucked. But now I'm just like, no. The lady told me the price, and I was just like, all right, yeah, just do all of it. Fuck it. Like, I'll just pay for it. Didn't even try to jick them down or nothing. Nope. I was just like, whatever. That's the price. Okay. I just know they're going to do good. Yeah, only issue, battery, brakes, oil leaks. Yeah, but for Priuses, you only really need to do the brakes. Like, some people have made their brakes last 150,000 miles. Which is pretty crazy to think about. Not mine, though. Yeah, mine, car's got 133,000 miles on it. So I've put 70,000 miles in 3 years. So it's like we've driven the car. We've put miles on it. I got it for not a really good deal, but for what I'm paying to get this one fixed is what we paid, I believe, to get the one that we got for sure, that Cherie got. So. And that was just kind of like a unicorn. Your van's got 240,000 miles on it. That's crazy. Yeah. Corollas don't have a battery. That's why they're preferred still. Yeah, true. True. Yeah, we have a problem with the van, but I don't know what else is going on. Mine's got 26,000. What? No 24, though? What do you mean a 24? Unicorns definitely don't have those issues, Mr. John. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at trying to get an old Nissan Leaf or a Tesla. I almost traded my car in for a Tesla. I was looking at a bigger Prius to trade my car in and lower my monthly payment, but I'd be trading in a lemon, or I'd be trading in a problem, and I would feel bad about that, so I cannot do it. I am not that kind of person. I would like to inform you, though, that the collection that I had for my old van finally dropped off after it was investigated, and they found that I had indeed sold the van and it had been attempted to be registered by 2 different people. So now they're, I guess, currently looking for the individual that was doing the title fraud, because I guess that's what it amounts to. But that's good news. So that shit fucked my credit up, but now my credit's way up, dude. I got the credit, dog. I'm not using it, though. That's the whole fucking point. Don't use that shit. I just put gas on the credit card, and then I pay it off. I put the gas on the credit card, and I pay it off. Yeah, Corollas do fail, but they do refuse to die. The Prius is fine. I could still drive it. I just wouldn't have the hybrid battery. And I mean, the only issue with that is that if it keeps going for long, eventually all the other cells, and once the traction battery stops being able to charge up, then the car is truly dead. So I'm trying to just get it done before that happens. I didn't want to do the brakes and the other thing, but might as well. That way I could just keep driving it, because I'm not selling that car. I'm just going to drive that thing into the dirt. I'm going to put 500,000 miles plus on that motherfucker. It's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to fucking do it. Who's David Schurter? Yeah, no, I don't like David Schurter. That guy's a piece of shit. That guy says all kinds of horrendous lies about me. Why would you say that he's my friend? Ugh. Disgusting. Yeah, live the rich life. Auto pay. Yep, that's what I do. Auto pay $250. That's what you got to do. Yeah, the Prius V-Wagon is the perfect size. I want to get just a bigger one so I could sleep in it. But then I keep saying that, and I haven't gone on a vacation or done anything where I need to sleep in a Prius as opposed to sleeping on the ground. So It's whatever. I don't need it. Yeah, I know he's a piece of shit. He says it about all of us, but I don't really care. Who are you, Mr. John Man? Why would you be asking about a character that's attacking me and shit? I don't like that guy. What do you think, chat? What should we do about this character? Seems like it could be somebody masquerading as somebody else. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Sorry, Father Time. My name's not Frank. My name's Manuel. You know that. Oh, and then look, he says relax. The person didn't send you. Bye, John. Bye, John. See you later, buddy. Au revoir. Anyways, just had to take care of that shit real quick. Yeah, dude. A Model Y is perfect. Yeah, I'm not buying another Model Y. I can't afford that shit. I can afford to fix my car, and that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm just gonna keep working. Yeah. Oh, you missed John already? Not me. Anyways, Trump's fake video featured Danger Zone, but musician Kenny Loggins wants it removed. Coming in and red, chicken in coming in the right into the danger zone. Yeah. Highway to the danger zone. Damn, son. I like the danger zone, though. Can you believe that, though, that Kenny Loggins would do that shit to Trump? Isn't that weird for Trump? Isn't it weird for him? Yeah, it is kind of weird for him. Highway to the danger zone. Put you right into the... Wow. Can you believe it? Dude, we just started streaming again, and we already got a new friend in the chat that's not taking a hit. Wow, how amazing is that? And then they try to pretend that they're not associated with those people while they're acting exactly like how those people act. Get a life. Go somewhere else. You're unwanted here. Die. Oh, wait. Die? Yeah, die. Yeah, we already all know who that is. We all know. That's all right, though. In other news, the White House is being demolished today. That's right. The White House is being demolished. Well, part of the East Wing is being demolished because Trump is going to be building a very grand, very beautiful, very big ballroom. Very big ballroom. Very nice. Such a beautiful ballroom. But yes, they have started demolishing the East Wing in order to make room for the grand new ballroom that Trump wants, because that's apparently where he's going to assassinate his enemies or something like that. I don't know what the lore is behind all that shit, but they're finally tearing down part of the East Wing, the traditional base of operations for the First Lady, to build President Trump's $250 million ballroom, despite lacking approval for the construction from the federal agency that oversees such projects. He's just like, nah, man, we're just going to put it in the ballroom. We don't need no fucking checks and balances. I'm the goddamn president. We do whatever we want. Yeah, dude, we definitely need a ballroom for the Roaring 20s. That's basically what he's building. I mean, we're halfway through the 2020s, so we need a sweet-ass ballroom for Prohibition and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking good, dude. Looking good. But at the same time, the construction has just started, and it's just kind of wild because I don't think anybody expected to see the White House getting torn up over some shit like this. Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe he just wants to dance with his wife, like CV says. And he's got big balls, so he needs big room for big balls. I mean, I don't know. The last guy that ran around calling himself Big Balls got his ass whooped, but, you know, who really knows? Who really knows? Who really knows? Although, speaking of the White House did release a press briefing or statement that says the Australian framework for securing the supply in the mining and processing of critical minerals and rare earths. Rare earth? But yeah, apparently we just made a deal with Australia over rare earth and minerals, which is, I guess, kind of nice, right? Yes, whereas the United States of America and the Commonwealth of Australia tend to support the supply of raw and processed critical minerals and rare earths crucial to the commercial defense industries of the United States and Australia, whereas participants plan to accomplish this through the use of economic policy tools and coordinated investment to accelerate development of diversified liquid fair markets for critical minerals and rare earths. Interesting. Yeah, dude. Big balls ballroom. You got big balls in the ballroom, or you got big balls. Rare flat earths. Okay. I like flat earth. I could get into flat earth. Not really. I could never get into flat earth. But yeah, they listed a whole entire thing on the website today about all this stuff. Talk about virtual summits and how they're going to go regulate the prices and stuff. And I guess that's like a big deal, dude. It seems like a fucking big deal. I mean, people are making a pretty big deal out of $8.5 billion rare earth deal with Australia. Yes, the UX, AKUS, AUKUS, AUKUS submarine deal. Yeah, because, you know, we need to build more submarines so that we can blow up China's all their bullshit out there that they got. You know what's going on? You gotta kill China. Gotta take out China. You know what I'm talking about? George says the internet works for him. Glad I don't use AWS. Must not have been using the PlayStation Network or on fucking Netflix or any of those other motherfuckers. My shit didn't go down, but, you know, some people's did. I don't know, though. What do you think? We got rare earth materials. We've secured them. We're going to be able to build bombs and ships and all these beautiful things. So I guess that's like kind of a win. So I didn't think that we were like in good with Australia like that, but the fact that they're actually going to be hooking us up with some rare minerals, that's a kind of nice. A little nice. That's a little nice. But it can't be as nice as, I mean, this was music to my ears when I heard it. Comey under fire, dude. Comey got arrested. Comey pleaded not guilty to false statement charges. Yeah, dude, James Comey got indicted, and he's already been on the attack, man. He pleaded not guilty, said a bunch of other shit.
And federal prosecutors in James Comey's criminal case are suggesting they may move to disqualify.
Not to mention you were at work. Yeah, I was at work too. I didn't notice AWS was down.
By the former FBI director's lead attorney. In the new filing, prosecutors say Patrick Fitzgerald may have a conflict of interest that would warrant his removal. ABC News Justice Department reporter Alex Mallon has more on that story. So, Alex, what are you learning about this possible conflict of interest?
Yeah, so Comey's attorney is Patrick Fitzgerald. He's a high-powered, white-collar defense attorney, also a former top DOJ official. He brought some really high-profile prosecutions. But prosecutors are essentially alleging in this filing that he was involved in what happened in 2017 after James Comey was fired by President Trump, in which Comey relayed a series of memos about his interactions with Trump to several reporters, including at the New York Times. They say that because Fitzgerald was involved with that, he should be conflicted out of serving as Comey's lead defense attorney in this case, which involves Comey's alleged lies to the Senate Judiciary Committee in 2020 about a different set of disclosures that he gave to a professor named Daniel Richman. It's kind of complicated, but they say because these disclosures to Fitzgerald took place around the same time as his alleged disclosures to Richman, that should warrant him being removed from the case. I expect, that we'll see Fitzgerald respond to this. This is about a request to the judge overseeing Comey's case to make available a subset of evidence that's currently under quarantine because it involves Comey's interactions with several of his attorneys. And Comey's attorneys have been really critical of the government by bringing this issue up because they say that this is something that should have been done well before they brought this indictment, and they relate this to their overall concerns about this case being brought in a very rushed manner, again, by President Trump's handpicked U.S. attorney to lead that office, Lindsay Halligan.
Fitzgerald's expected to make a series of filings today. What can we expect there?
Yeah, we expect at least 2 different motions to dismiss Comey's case.
God, that guy's got such a punchable face. Anyways, so yeah, James Comey, he says he's not guilty. They're starting a flurry of reporting that says that, this case is going to be dead before it even arrives, and blah, blah, blah. And Trump is going after retribution, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, I don't agree with all that. I've been around the bush, and yeah, it was pretty clear that James Comey lied, and he got caught lying. I don't see how they even really need to look at the privilege materials between him and his attorneys. I mean, yeah, that's going to help get a bigger indictment, but they should be able to prosecute him and take him down with all the shit that's fucking available out there. So I don't really know. But, that's a good question, Doc Rocks. They got Comey, but is the jury pool fucking tainted? Hell yeah, probably. Jury of his peers, of his Democratic peers. I mean, they're going to gerrymander the fuck out of that for sure. But I don't know. It's good to hear that Comey's actually going to go down because, he testified before the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence on Capitol Hill June 8th, 2017. He lied then, and then he kept lying. He was lying while he was lying. And his lies had lies, which is crazy. I don't even know how a person can get their lies having lies, but this guy managed to get his lies having lies. And that's just freaking crazy, dude. Freaking crazy. Supposed to be the biggest group in the land, supposed to be protecting us, supposed to be helping us, making sure that they're not steering us wrong. Yeah, what happens? They fucking steer us wrong. They take us down. They do all the bullshit. They keep making us feel like we're less of a person. Yeah. Maybe later. No thanks, I'm done. Yeah. But we can't really be mad at the courts. Some of the courts suck. Other courts, they might be pretty good. Like the appeals court that allows the Trump administration to deploy the National Guard to Portland. Yeah, I probably really burned fucking CNN's asshole having to fucking post that one. But you know what? Here we are. Still doing it, dude. Still the news. Still got to put it out there. And I mean, they managed not even to spin the headline. But yes, a Ninth Circuit Court judge ruled on Monday to allow the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops to Portland. An important legal victory in the showdown over presidential power that's happening on multiple fronts. Yeah. So wait a minute, that's a plus for Trump, right? Because he's allowed to deploy Portland. So that means that, he's not overstepping his presidential power by doing so. Oh, that's what the appeals court ruled. Oh, so like the court of your buddies said that it wasn't cool, but then the court of not your buddies, regular people, they were like, nah, he can fucking do that. What are you guys talking about? Your shit's all fucked up and retarded. Right? Is that what they were saying? I'm not sure. They bankrupted Flynn. What? Yeah, they did bankrupt Flynn. They deserved to bankrupt Comey. Although Flynn's not exactly the best of guys either. James Hamilton's yacht made landfall 4 minutes later. AWS outage was solved. That's funny. Aliens rolling in with 3i Ultra Atlas? What? Heard there would be aliens. Want to clap those shit? What do you mean 3-eye atlas? What? Aliens? You know, I did actually have something for aliens. The Department of Defense released this video, George. This is the only alien shit that I've seen lately. There's the released Department of Defense footage from the AARO, Aerial Anomaly Reconnaissance Organization or some shit. Yeah, they said that that's a red balloon. They're like, yeah, it looks cool. It's just a balloon. I mean, it's a pretty fucking crazy looking balloon. But I could see how they would think that it was like, you know, a red or pink balloon of some kind of animal that some kid left out. There you go. There's a video. Could that be the aliens you're talking about? Is that like a dropship, you think? They're dropshipping like aliens that can like shapeshift into humans? George, I know you're like hell bent on fucking aliens, but bro, it's always going to be demons. We're going to fight the demons before we fight the aliens. Not the other way around. Unless the aliens are coming down to fight the demons because they want to be killing some fucking demons. Or maybe the aliens have already been here. And they're just like everywhere. And it's like that. They live. You know what I'm saying? Little worm people. What if it's like some type of weird paramecia? Or like a psilocybin. Like a mushroom. Yeah. Demons, then aliens. Because, like, the demons got to invade because that whole Jesus shit's got to happen. So, unless you just attribute that shit to aliens, then, I mean, I feel like that's that's going to happen before. You know? A lot of people are trying to force revelation, you know, trying to, like, get them out there. But that's all I have. Speaking of forcing revelation, you know, this is a revelation for me. Jerry Rig Everything, popular YouTuber that scratches up phones and, you know, has a paraplegic wife and built an elevator for her and has done a lot of other nice things. Jerry Rig Everything. Yeah, it says, just another day on the internet. Message body, kindly take a gun. Whoa! Holy shit! That's what they said to Jerry? Jerry Rig Everything? This guy? The guy that fucks up phones for a living? You serious? People are assholes. This whole Israel-Palestine shit is like really taking people into a crazy direction. Like, I make jokes and shit like that, but you know, like I've been quiet about them Juden. I have been quiet about the Juden. I have been quiet about the Zionism. I did not know much about it. I never researched into it. I was always like, oh, it's just really bad. You know, they're just trying to be the people or whatever. And I didn't look into it. But I remember when good old Gabe Kaufman came my way, he was pretending like I didn't know anything. And I was like, no, sir, I've already researched everything. I just keep my opinions on all that to myself because I let actions speak louder than words. And boy, oh, fucking boy. It's been a wild one. I heard that the war had a ceasefire. They finally came to a pre-peace deal. Everybody was celebrating that Trump had gotten 8 fucking peace deals. But I keep seeing stuff all over the place that talks about Israel breaking the ceasefire. Israel breaking the ceasefire. Israel breaking the ceasefire. And it makes me really fucking wonder what the hell is happening right now? Because I thought that everything was just chill with that whole situation. You know, I thought that we weren't really worried about nothing. I thought that everything was just like, you know, fucking good and shit, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's not. I mean, I've seen the Israeli Ziobots on X going very, 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 very angry. Very angry about very many things. And it's hard to keep up with all of it. To the point where you just start looking at some of these individuals and you have to be asking yourself if they're actually getting paid $7,000 to actually post half of this shit, because that's the real fucking question that you got to be asking yourself right now. Right? What the fuck is happening in the world today? I haven't seen things be this bad since before the time of like Andrew Anglin, if you even know what that name was, if you've ever heard of Weave before. Like, this is levels that I haven't seen on the internet since like 1990. Like, a little kid when you used to just be able to pull websites up and be like, oh, what the fuck is that? Well, think about this shit. Fango isn't worried about the expensive repairs. Yeah, dude, I got that 7K influenza payroll. Nah, dude, I wish it did. That would do. I love Israel. Yay! Fuck down with Palestine. Where's my $7,000 at? Yeah, dude, I don't want them blowing up my pager or my cell phone. Had to make sure I got a not Israeli cell phone. Got to make sure that I'm not getting an Israeli battery either. I don't want that shit fucking blowing up while I'm driving down the road and shit. That would suck. That would be gay. That would be not cool. Woo! Well, the more I look into any of this stuff, the little I find any type of semblance of honesty and authenticity. Yeah, authenticity. I don't see it as being authentic at either side. It's like, obviously, a lot of this Yamchai Israel, pro-Israel stuff is manufactured, right? It's Israel. So, they probably got like one Jewish dude with like 20 phones. The shit that you saw in China, just, like put the Hasidic Jew in front of it or whatever. And I mean, like, the more I'm going into this, I didn't think that was a real thing. Like, I used to be pretty liberal with that thought. I'd be like, okay, yeah, the internet, the government is spying on you and seeing everything you do. Okay. But like, to start thinking that, from my perspective, is that I've always been like the best computer user in my family, meaning the most proficient computer user in my family, which is really not saying a lot, right? Like, I could do things on a computer, right? But so can everybody else in my family, right? But like, I guess I just understand it a little bit more than other people because I build them and shit, right? But I keep telling them that they could do it too. But, they're looking at me like, no, that's impossible. I don't understand. You don't need to understand computers for it to work. I don't understand how half this shit works. I can still put it together and use it. Right? Hack that shit together, buddy. You're a hacker. I am an infidel to Muslim and a goyim to the Jew. That is true. That is true. Bio-Israeli pagers, Permex battery, Pemtex battery. What the fuck? That's so crazy, dude. I don't know. Thank you. No thank you on the cicada puzzles. I don't do those anymore. I already exposed that group of fags. And, there's nothing left to be said. You gotta think, though. The people that we got going of it, you gotta think, like, this is a video I saw the other day. Well, today, actually. I saw this video today. And it was of a very attractive looking girl in her bathrobe.
Hundreds of dollars out of your hard-earned money. No, it doesn't matter. Not if you boycott a genocide. They don't care about Americans. They care about Israel. There's 400 and something of our sitting fucking representatives in this country. All are funded by AIPAC. Israel just announced that they are going to be occupying the rest of Gaza. Oh, our lovely president signed the peace agreement. Everyone cheering. And
now, hold on a second. Wait a minute. What the fuck is happening right now? Like, she's white. She got real dark hair. She got the dark eyelashes, so I'm guessing the carpets match the drapes. She definitely looking fine as hell. But what the fuck is she talking about? Like, we went on a little arc right there, and we ended up in a weird place. But, she was talking about what just happened in Alaska and how a hurricane came down and like, oh yeah, we're not going to really be helping them people. The last disaster, what do those victims get? $750? Here's your $750, bitch. Sorry, I lost everything. And then she brings up the 500,000 or 500 billion or 500 whatever. I think it goes up to about 3 trillion, actually. Probably more now. But it's literally the strangest thing, right? You can always tell them in their Milu by the way they pronounce words. Yeah, that's for sure. This chick definitely pronounces words in a really weird way. She has a face of a sex doll with inflatable features. What do you mean?
Anyone with
She's
a fucking
pretty.
brain who has actually been paying attention
She got her lips
knew
done.
that was not gonna last. When we saw
Yeah,
that video
she says
of
Gaza
Trump
to sus way.
the AI
Gaza.
video that Trump fucking
Oh
posted,
yeah. What is that? What the fuck is that? Gaza. How the fuck did she do that? Gaza. How the fuck did she do that? Hold up.
saw that video of Trump Gaza, the AI video
Gaza.
that Trump fucking
How does she fucking do that? It's like rolling your R's when you're Mexican. I can roll my R's. Arron. You know, but the fuck was that? Is this chick? She one of those like Muslims? She one of them infidels? She one of them Muslims? So you can't tell anymore, right? You don't know if it's a Jewish girl or this girl, and you shouldn't care about that stuff, right? But then game theory says that no, you should, because everything that you see on the internet is a manipulated facade of reality. Except for my show, this is exactly how I live, and I'm in this fat. You know, that's why my show is awesome compared to everybody else's shows, because I'm not pretending to know things, and I'm not pretending to fucking be the voice of reasoning and truth, because that's not what you get here. What you get here is just reality and basic truth. And if we can't prove it on a computer screen, how can we make a determination or dictation? But when you look at this shit, it's like, wait a minute. Am I looking at a psyop? You know, is this like mind manipulation? Is this chick a huge influencer? Did she get paid to do something?
posted.
But let's look. Here's her page, her Instagram. Brooke Woodall, she, her, 500 or 50K followers, digital creator. But then she got the, what the hell is that right there? What are those fucking squiggles? I don't know what that is. So I gotta translate that. Translate section to English. He found you lost and guided you to my mother to a beautiful girl. Alamadula. Huh. Brooke M. Wood at iCloud.com. Bitch, you're giving the Israelis your fucking email address? Bitch, you crazy, man. This bitch is crazy. But oh, there she is. Okay, but what language is this? I don't know. Translate. Detect language. Arabic. It's the Arabic. She's Arab. She's trying to entice me with the womanly wiles. Now I see what's happening here. Look at that frozen image. Yeah, I guess the Hassan show is pretty real too, because he really abuses those stocks. Yeah, he does.
Everyone.
Yeah, dude,
should
they
have
already got
known
her email, dude.
What his intentions were. And if you have not woken up at this point, you are going to be the downfall of our country. There is no
Our
Democrat.
country.
There is no Republican. We all, for the past 2 years, have sat around between Biden and Trump, who, with any kind of soul, goes to a pardon conference in another country, ask the world we live in right now.
And then look at that. She got the, what is that thing called? A hijab on? She got the hijab on. But not when she's making the TikTok video trying to manipulate your senses with her womanly wilds. even though, she says we, because she's apparently an American, right? With a name like Brooke Woodall. Has she always been part of the Islam? Or did she have a name before that? Because her daughter's name seems different than Brooke, right? Is this a kind of new style of propaganda that I haven't seen before? Is this like Islamic propaganda? Because it has a similar feeling to the stuff that I see from the Israeli girls that get posted out there. But then we get these Islam girls who present one way, talk about being an American and such. But then really they're just trying to turn everybody against Israel, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just trying to explain here is that, we're trying to rise above the normal things that we do on this show and start to really dive into the actual game theory behind the situation, because each of these individual players has their own section in the theory, and it all actually does fit pretty interconnected and together if you think about it. I think that that's where a lot of these people that get stuck on internet conspiracies and shit fail to understand, is that there's a bigger level to it. You're never going to truly understand what's happening or how these things work if you're trying to attack the people that are espousing the information. You need to look deeper into the reasoning behind the content and why the content's being made, and to better associate and assuage your own concerns and fears. But here, to just anybody on TikTok, which is why TikTok or Instagram, people sit there, doom scroll all day on their phones. I do it myself too. It's probably half the reason I haven't been streaming is because I'm literally just watching content. And I'm trying to understand how this new wave of content works, because you got to realize is that I started on a computer before any of this shit existed, and I've watched it evolve just like many of you have out there. I've watched it, but this new thing is super weird. It's much different than what we've seen before. We've never seen so many different people have such a power to basically create narratives, and then the fact that everybody's attention span is boiled down to these 1 minute, 30-second videos, you start to realize is that, like the content and what people are getting is so manufactured that it's like, if you saw this person's content, you just followed him on there and it started moving you the way, but you saw 30 of the different videos, it would start making it probably a little weird. But then you need to look at who's posting this right here. So we have a girl presenting it as American, not hard Islam, but anti-Israel. Okay, but then let's look at the account that's actually posting it. And the account that's actually posting it is Machiavelli, or Rise of Rod, or The Rise of Rod on X, and it says Uniparty, Jewish flag, communism, little Jewish symbol, globalism is a mental disorder. Huh. But if you look at the pinned comment, if Germany won World War II, and it's just a picture of some people on a bus. But the picture itself kind of looks a little bit different, because I recognize this, but I don't recognize half of the other people over here. I think this is like a screenshot of a video that depicts that one chick getting stabbed to death by an African-American gentleman who comes over. She was sitting right here, right? So it's a manipulated photo. And then, yeah, the very next video, 21 seconds later, what is it? Oh, okay. Is that leftoid propaganda, or is that something different? Because it seems like we went from dude posting Islam girl American talk about how she doesn't like Israel, and the person that posted it is a guy that's literally seems to be a little obsessed. Seems to be a little obsessed with somebody, right? And then you're like, wait. Did I just get did we just fall into a radicalization pipeline? Is that what just fucking happened right there? Kind of seems like it.
Sending out fundraising emails.
AIPAC, you know what? You can bring it on. I am totally ready for this. And this is a fight that I will fight and I will give it my all. And I can guarantee you, you're going to lose because America is fed up, Matt. They're fed up to here with funding foreign wars, funding foreign causes, funding foreign countries, while Americans work their ass off every day and pay their taxes and come home and they're living paycheck to paycheck and their credit cards are maxed out. I don't care anymore. I honestly don't care. So I'll burn this bridge to the ground and I will let the flames light the way, and because this is a fight that needs to happen.
If we were still in Congress, I would just say I associate myself with the comments of the gentlelady from Georgia, because everything you said there is factual and true.
Yeah. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Oh. Yeah. Showing MAGA that Trump serves the Jews and Hitler was right about everything. Radicalization pipeline. Right? I don't even follow this dude. But this got thrown up in my feed today. You got to realize is that we're dealing in a situation where things like what happened in 2017 with the letter, with the number 17, we'll say that. When you see how that was weaponized against people and how it grew to huge proportions, I don't think that anybody realized truly that that particular situation was going to expand the way that content was going to be distributed, because we have far right, far left, far Islam, far whatever the fuck. We got people that are making content left and right. Like, this is a video that you wouldn't have seen 10 years ago. You wouldn't have seen it 20 years ago. Definitely not. But 10 years ago, it would have been almost unheard of. But here we are looking into this stuff, and we start dealing and reviewing the way that these pipelines actually work. You can start to see that, okay, well, there is like a whole anti-Israel crowd out there, but at the same time, you know, the pro-Israel crowd's doing the same type of shit. You know, it's happening on both of the sides of things, right? I think it gets even weirder. You know, somebody just posted this in the Discord, One American News. What does it say? OAN. So One American News Network, same news network that literally exposed the letter 17, right?
For this violence in Rafah,
Notice we got Matt Gaetz in there again. Israel lied and Trump knew. The details about how the White House caught Netanyahu's government lying about the Gaza ceasefire violations and intervened to uphold the deal.
Got a map here of the site in question, so walk us through your observations.
Yeah, so on Sunday, the IDF reported that there had been an RPG attack right here if you look at the screen there at what used to be the Rafah airport. It's still called the Rafah airport. It hasn't operated in some time now. They also said that some snipers had come out, that the IDF was trying to clear a tunnel, and that some fighters may have been hiding.
Swap buddy with Matt. I don't think that would be a great idea.
To understand when they look at this map here is look how far behind enemy lines this Rafah airport is. So you have IDF positions right nearby. You have absolute moonscape rubble.
I still can't get the Jewish guy coming out of the sewer out of my mind.
Have a tunnel network that connects to the rest of Gaza from there. So there are two possibilities here if the IDF story is accurate. You know, either some Hamas fighters managed to somehow sneak through this rubble for many kilometers, get behind the enemy lines, and then launch an ambush, or that just days after agreeing to a ceasefire, or they've been hiding out in this tunnel for 8 months at this point, because the IDF has controlled this area for roughly 8 months at this point. How they would be provisioned, food and water, So those are the two credible possibilities. Now, what I was told by a source familiar with this situation is that shortly after this happened, the Americans had intelligence that what happened was that a bulldozer that was operated by a kind of settler company that is destroying homes in Rafah, the homes that remain standing, had run over either unexploded ordnance or some type of improvised explosive device
an IED
that had not detonated during the fighting that had taken place in Rafa, many
Ooh,
months ago.
a rocket
And
that didn't
the
explode.
United States then relayed to Israel that they had this intel, that this is what had happened. That we know, like, there's enormous amount, there are IEDs, and there's enormous amount of unexploded ordnance from shells in particular, but also from bombs dropped from the sky that hasn't blown up. And when a bulldozer runs over that, it might blow up, and that's what happened. And
well, hold on. I want to draw.
Probably
a fine
got
point on
lost
that,
in
Ryan,
spam.
because If that's true, it would seem to suggest that White House officials believe Israel has lied to them. Is that what you're reporting?
Yes, that's what they believe. And when they conveyed to them that they knew what had happened, if you notice, shortly after that, Netanyahu said that he was opening the crossings back up. Is what he said. He said, all right, because of this attack, we are closing, just like they did on March 2nd, we're closing all of the crossings, and no food, no medicine, nothing is getting in. After this message from the White House,
Yeah, you probably have to email you because I looked up your name, but I don't see anything.
We're going to reopen them on Monday morning, which is just because of the time difference, just a few hours later. So the
Oh, I
closure
looked up your
of all
username.
of these crossings, this major dramatic move that Netanyahu made, was then fully reversed within a matter of hours.
But and you attribute that to the fact that the U.S. officials basically called Netanyahu out, that Netanyahu had this story about the violence. U.S. officials say, we actually know that you're not telling us the truth. And then that explains the reversal.
Interesting. So there was a ceasefire. The Netanyahu's government got caught lying about violating the ceasefire. And then the United States had to come up to them and tell them, oh, by the way, we know you're fucking lying. So yeah, stop doing that because we're not dumb. Think about that, though. The more we look into the radicalization pipeline, I feel like the quicker it's going to get, because like not on told, you guys remember Jacob Chansley, the QAnon shaman? Good old Jake Chansley. Things that make you say, what the fuck? So he was a pro-Q individual, right? And now, well, 1,400 sex workers in Israel, 3,000 of them are minors. Huh. Yeah. People are getting radicalized at an alarming rate. But is it part of the pipeline and how it's supposed to work in the beginning? I don't think so. I don't think so. But the more that you start looking into this stuff, I think the easier it is to start to realize that, well, I think people are starting to realize that it's happening on both sides. We have a lot more people that are being vocal on both sides, but is it working is the real question. Because I feel like a lot of people are starting to notice that, this shit's not really making a whole lot of sense. The news isn't really putting out anything that could be considered supremely of value. But think about that. Who says Jake? Met him at TPUSA. Oh, you met Jake at TPUSA? Jake at the TPUSA. Wow, what is this right here? May's Love. This chick was one of those Q people for a really long time. Now let's see what she's posting. Did we miss the signs? Did you know this about him?
Jared Kushner is a Zionist tool. He is an instrument of the deep state, and he is sexually and financially compromised, according to MI6.
It's fucking
some CIA
Robert David Steele.
He is owned by Zionist sugar daddies. First you buy a newspaper, then you marry the daughter, then you buy a building, then you get the dad, then you take his power. This is actually on Bloomberg as how Jared Kushner is going to execute patricide. What people don't understand is that Ivanka Trump was profiled by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, both of them Mossad agents. Ghislaine Maxwell is the daughter of Robert Maxwell, who is the most famous Zionist spy in the United States of America. So my bottom line on Jared Kushner is that he is known to be an agent of a foreign power. He is known to be an Israeli firster. He is known to have executed some very bad business deals, and he is known to have been bailed out on his 666 Mark of the Beast building by Qatar.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's compromised in every possible way.
Yeah, he's compromised in every possible way. Yeah, I miss Robert David Steele too. Fucking Robert David Steele. But you know what? He was back then talking about all this stuff, and now he's dead. But was he crazy to say all of this stuff? I mean, back then, everybody called him a raging anti-Semite and shit like that. But, you know, it's like it's never gone away. It's never been taken away. But you got to think, dude. You got to think. The level of fuckery abound in this area, in the thing that we call the internet, is extremely high. And I mean, on one end, you have people complaining about these. You have people complaining on both sides, right? We have shitty people on both sides. We got, I guess, good people on both sides for the wrong reasons. And now we're kind of all puttering towards the same area, but we're all stuck behind Trump, right? And is Trump doing good by us? And I think a majority of the people would say that, you know, this isn't it like his first. Right? Like, we've been sending tons of money over to Israel. He's been claiming that he's like starting peace, but you know, there's really not peace in the Middle East right now still, right? It's a stone's throw away from erupting again. There's still the whole situation in Russia. I mean, yeah, okay, number 9, get that shit done, but the damage has already been done. You know, the promises were already not kept. Keeping them later, okay, good job, but like, everything's super expensive. Crazy shit's happening. I mean, shit's being done. People are getting fucking deported, right? They're literally picking people up off the streets and taking them out of here. And I could see why that would make a lot of people be fearful, right? Because that is kind of like some Gestapo shit in a lot of ways, right? That's literally scary as fuck to think about how this could be just next week, right? And if you think about it, people have been talking about this Mondani guy in New York City in the mayoral election, and there you go, 93% to Cuomo's 7%. Yep. Kalishi, the next NYC mayor. Like, is it going to really be Mamdani? You know, and how's that going to work for the Eruv and all those Jews that live in New York City? I mean, yeah, that's the one thing is that, you know, there's just so many more Muslims out there than there are Jewish people. And I mean, if the Jewish people think they can throw money around and manipulate people, I don't think that they've really truly understood what the Muslim attack is on the United States. But even more so, it's like a war on 3 fronts and nobody's actually shot anything at each other. And then we're all just getting pushed off and told to look over here at this other little thing. Doesn't make sense, dude. Yeah. Gotham, Palantir, Vance arc. Palantir, Vance? Yeah, maybe Vance will be up there. I don't know if he will. I mean, maybe. Dude, what's up, sewer guy? Rob! Nice to see you, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well out there. I am doing the well out here. This is very nice. Either way, the more that you look into it, the better that you'll feel, I think. I have seen the memes, but I don't know which coded memes you're talking about. Every meme was coded with something. Mimetic warfare is a real thing, dude. They try to tell you about it, but I mean, honestly, it might be time to just slip into another universe. Yeah, might be. Might be time. Not yet, though. I mean, dude, some of the stuff that I've been seeing, I can't even, I don't even feel comfortable pushing that shit on I'm putting that shit up on my own show because it's like, I don't want it to be misconstrued, but even more so, it's almost to the point where you kind of got to start looking at this stuff and being like, well, there's just so much of it. You ain't even got to be following a motherfucker and this shit's popping up left and right. Left and right. Like, to be honest with you, when you start seeing dipshits like Charlie going apeshit like this, you really got to ask yourself if the simulation is breaking. But game theory says it's not the simulation that's breaking. It's the people that are finally waking up. Because, like,
today, fucking Benjamin Netanyahu just openly stating in front of the whole world his plans on brainwashing because so many people are turning on Israel. Israel literally pays influencers to suck their wiener and just be like these loyal little lapdogs to always just lap up whatever Netanyahu's gooch is sweating out. He recognizes how everyone sharing videos and information about the atrocities and all the slaughter of the Palestinians at the hands of the IDF is making people turn on Israel. So now genocidal freak is going up to Elon Musk. Oh, Mr. Musk, can we do something about like all these pesky voices sharing all of this?
Why is he touching his fingers like that?
It's censorship. Super weird, by the way, how a foreign nation seems to have so much pull over things happening in our homeland.
What does this mean?
Why can Netanyahu come out with his full ass on display talking about like how algorithms on the platforms here need to cater to him, and also he should be talking to Elon about Twitter so they can do something together in regards to like the people not liking Israel anymore and what they're having access to. This guy gets to come in and like completely wash our fucking freedom of speech in order to fit his censorship agenda.
Yeah, apparently you don't understand what being a god and being better than God and being a chosen person means, dumbass.
This should be an outrage to everybody, but it's not. It's just not. And that's just the signs of the times that we're in.
I don't know if it's because he doesn't know how to properly show emotion because he's so emotionally and physically stunted in his growth, but it almost seems like he was able to actually facilitate a coherent thought there. Like he had a point of lucidity and he made a video. Probably not the smartest video that he could have made it as a content creator because that puts you on their radar. That puts target on you, apparently. But you got to think that it's a war for the mind, right? You know, the internet, the next war doesn't get televised. It happens on the internet. It's been happening a lot now. And people are taking sides and choosing where they want to be. And you got to look at him, you know, like, okay, he's had some takes and shit back in the day. And he acts and he pretends like he's the person here. But, you know, towards the end of this little thing here.
Agenda? This should be an outrage.
It almost looks like he's like reading something. It doesn't feel genuine to me. It almost just feels like he's jumping on to the bandwagon or something like that, which is what a bunch of other people do. But you're right, he is making coherent thoughts. It's just you could tell that the zeitgeist has been broken with the amount of content creators and other people that are throwing their hats into this particular arena, whether they be small or large. Right? Waking up. They're waking up. You know, this is a guy with thousands of dollars that makes $35 million on YouTube that hasn't really given a shit about anything other than himself and his rise to fame. And now he's at the top. He's at the apotheosis of his career, right? So much money is being made by him. He's turning off and telling people not to donate money to him and turning off subscriptions and shit like that. But legitimately, you look at it, it's like he's got the Doom guy back there, and he's got all these little fucking shits. He's got his whole goof juice thing going on back there, you know? And it's like so weird to me, right? Like I just never understood how all these guys made all this money, but then when I was streaming, I never had all that shit, right? I was too busy worried about trying to wake people up and explain stuff to them. And now all these guys are starting to come forward and delivering their content. And I have a hard time even considering it as being real. But apparently it is, right? Like, and now, you know, if fucking he disappears, right? If he disappears, well, we know who killed him. We know who killed him. A bad person. I know what you were gonna say, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ, it's rubbing on you too. Okay? Like, the world is super fucked up when Mexico is deporting illegal immigrants, okay?
I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Mexico has started mass deportations of illegal migrants, deporting thousands to Central America. Mexico making the move after President Donald Trump closed the U.S.-Mexico border. The closing led to an 85% plunge in illegal migrant entries through the U.S.-Mexico border in the first 8 months of the year, the lowest levels in half a decade. Mexico has realized that it cannot absorb the spillover from Biden-era open border policies, as more illegal migrants have been apprehended in Mexico than by U.S. agents in recent months. Here are some of the moves being made by Mexico. Mass deportations to Central America, sending migrants back to Guatemala via bus convoys and direct repatriations. Thousands are now being stopped before heading north through Mexico. Mexico is rejecting non-Mexican migrants, saying they are not a waiting room and will not foot the bill for illegals. Meanwhile, Mexican federal police and immigration agents are apprehending and physically detaining illegal migrants at a faster pace and are often accused of harassment, extortion, and quick removals of illegal migrants. That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo.
Yeah, you get a Jewish lady in charge of Mexico. She starts deporting motherfuckers. Hell yeah, son. There's a joke in there, I think. I don't know. There is a joke in there. Mass deportations of migrants. I mean, dude, we barely hear about motherfucking shit these days. We barely fucking hear about that shit these days. We don't hear about immigration. You hear Jimmy Dore, though. Here's Jimmy Dore.
They take them to this regional hospital, and it turns out people are Google searching
know Jimmy
this
Dore
regional
was an
hospital from
anti-Semite?
Israel and Washington, D.C. They're Google searching the medical examiner from Washington, D.C. and Israel. And now we find out they're Google searching the surgeons at that regional hospital from Israel. And they're all on this around the same time cluster. They take them to this regional hospital, and it turns out people are Google searching this regional hospital from Israel and Washington, D.C. They're Google searching the medical examiner from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of something that I've seen before. I'm not sure what it was, but I have seen it. He's seen it. I've seen it. Saint it. The fuck is this?
Hello and welcome everyone to the live stream. We are going to talk about 3i Atlas and what's happening effectively right now. As it's close to the sun, it performs a superior conjunction as viewed from Earth with the sun tomorrow, October 21st. That's a pretty big day. If we speak about the archetypal energies, anytime something performs a conjunction with the sun, especially superior conjunctions, which are seen as a little bit more powerful than inferior conjunctions, which are in front of the sun.
Hold up. Let's take a look at this guy real quick. This dude is a little sus. I'm not gonna lie. Look at him. Who the fuck? Okay, so number one, he's wearing a flannel, but it's not it's a lumberjack flannel, right? But normally you would only see a lesbian wearing that shirt. I've only ever seen lesbians in the shirt. There's this lady, her name was Lisa. She lived next door to us or whatever. Big lesbian. Always wears shirts like that. But then he's got the shirt on with the fucking vest. Come on, dude. Nobody fucking wears vests, bro. No human being out there when they're sitting in a studio is wearing a vest. And what's the point of the vest? Stefan Burns. What's the point of the fucking vest? Where you're sitting in front of this fucking space. Was it the sun and a fucking rock? With your fucking... And then I'm looking at the green screen spilling over on the sides of his head over here. Like, come on, bro. Seriously? You got all that light on the front of you, and you're going to get all of that green spill because you didn't put backlights? You got 500,000 fucking subscribers. I know you're making money. I know you could afford this shit. You could afford that whack-ass fucking vest and that flannel-ass motherfucking shirt. Sorry. He does dress like my lesbian aunt. Yeah, Lisa is a saint. I love Lisa. Just saying. It's just funny to me.
Well, that's
Dresses
happening
like
with
Lisa.
this big bad boy tomorrow. And then on the 29th of October, we have the perihelion, the closest approach to the sun. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff we can talk about
So we're gonna
simply
get aliens?
as a result of that.
Is he gonna say aliens? Like what you posted this and you didn't even tell us anything about it, Shree. Wow. Let's see. Alien.
History until up to we spotted it. So maybe if it's like an alien craft or something, lowest possibility in my mind, but you can't rule it
Lowest possibility in his mind.
out. Maybe it accelerated and sped up, or maybe
Yeah, dude, this guy's an alien, bro. This dude, he's one of those tall whites. I guarantee you this guy's like 6'8", 7 foot, super tall. Look at he's got that weird facial hair that just like grows almost like real thick. But you know, the main giveaway is his eyes, bro. Why are his eyes gray? That's like angels.
they have wormhole technology and just popped out and then boom, here they are. I mean, we don't know. But it's been in our field for a while. But deep space, deep space, where you're not near a star at all, right? You're basically equidistant to all the stars. If it doesn't reappear to us when we calculated it to do so, does that confirm it's alien tech, or is there a natural explanation for why it stopped or slowed down? So, yeah, that's the thing. It's receiving a ton of radiation right now, so that could affect maybe its orbit a little bit. It shouldn't if it's traveling at 68 kilometers per second, but we'll have to wait to see where it pops up. And if it does that's the thing. If it's a very minor change, like extremely minor, then it's probably some sort of like solar radiation effect causing like outgassing that change its trajectory and orbit just like a minuscule amount. If it's doing a huge redirect, and it's like, whoa.
That thing is going fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck. 112 miles per hour. 68 kilometers a second. Holy fucking shit. Or 680,000 meters a second. God damn, if that hits anything, that's just fucked up, man. Dude, we got fucked up. We'd be dead. Dead as fuck.
This is like in a very different part of the sky now.
CV, I'd wear that outfit, but with the hat and skirt, yeah, you would. I see the outfits you wear. Leon dresses like he went to a rock concert.
That is almost certainly, that is basically an indication that it is some sort of alien technology or something bizarre. So
this guy thinks it's aliens. Got it. He wants it to be aliens. Yeah, dude. Character does not appear. Alien tech. Certainly indication of alien technology. All right, another part here. Play the fucking video, bitch. It's a breaking. Now the video ain't playing. And I don't know why it ain't playing.
A signature of an industry possible if it's some sort of alien technology. But I think it's probably just normal physics.
All right, dude, this guy might not be an alien. I'm looking at his eyes now, and they're more green, but he seems to be more down to earth. He needs somebody to definitely dress him, though, because I don't know what he was thinking with the flannel and the vest. Like, the colors don't even match. So they clash, right? They clash. Yeah, I don't know if it's aliens, guys. He doesn't even think it's aliens. So I talked all that shit. And he doesn't even think it's aliens. Has there been any other alien shit that's happened? Right? Has there been any other alien shit? What the fuck? 3i Atlas? I've never even heard about this. Like, really? Is that supposed to be like... Am I supposed to be worried about that? Bro, demons are going to come first and then aliens. Why would the aliens come before the demons? If anything, the aliens are going to show up to try to fight the demons. Right? You know? Maybe reptilians. Could be reptilians. I don't know what tequila is about, but you know what? Billy Corgan said that bitch turned into a fucking lizard in front of him, and he was all fucked up. I don't know if he was on drugs or something, but he's also Bill Burr's brother, which I just found that out not that long ago. And that's just like crazy, man. It's like a fucking story, bro. Yeah, my dad had 2 families. This is my fucking brother. Yeah, he's a super famous musician. I'm a super famous comedian. Big deal. What about it? My dad sucked. It reminds me of all that shit. Like, your brother's fucking Billy Corgan with Smashing Pumpkins. Today is the greatest day to ever know. Right? Like, God. The world is fucking crazy, bro. I don't even know. I think I know. I don't know, dude. The world just keeps getting crazier by the second, so. I'm just trying to live. I ain't trying to die. I ain't trying to go anywhere, be dead. But I guess, oh, you know what? I didn't even tell you guys. I didn't even tell you guys that I got my fucking Twitter account back, bitches. Did you fucking see that shit? Did you see that shit? That's right. At the Fango. At the Fango back on X. At the Fango back on X. Go follow me, bitches. Go follow me. Follow me. I'm going to try it really hard not to get banned this time. Super hard. Super hard. Probably not going to work, but we're still going to try. We're still going to try. It's Sam Hine calling in some help. So the demons first, but then aliens. Yeah, the demons are going to show up. We're going to have to deal with like some years of that shit. There's gonna be a big battle. We're gonna win that shit, and then the aliens are gonna show up, and then we're gonna have to fucking kill them. Right? I don't know if it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be bugs, probably bug type aliens, which sucks. But like bugs. So yeah, I'm glad I got that back. Word on the street from YouTube is that I can make another channel on that account, but they are not going to return the old account. So indeed, DeFango will remain dead on YouTube. But we are totally fine to exist, which is nice. Just nice. Yeah. You saw Invincible, you're cool. Your brothers from another mother? I don't know if there are brothers from another mother. They might be looking for slaves, right? They might be looking for slaves, and then our slave masters are going to be pissed off. They're going to be like, I don't want nothing to do with you. These are our slaves. And they're going to be like, no, these are our slaves. No, these are our slaves. No, we called these slaves. We already had these slaves. Well, guess what? They're ours now. Are you going to genocide us? No, I need all the slaves. We're going to make all you slaves. Oh, we wouldn't make good slaves, sir. People tried that before, and they gave us a pool and shit. We still sucked. Oh, well. Oh, no. What? Oh, no, light speed. What happened, buddy? Oh, wait, never mind. Doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is that the show's over. Because I've been on for like 2 hours. I need to get some sleep. Need to go do the little sleepy sleepers. Take a little memes because I got to work in the morning. But, hey, we didn't have any mic problems. The sound was decent. I might not actually be able to call my show the best, worst show on the internet. Because kind of, like, that was our thing. Was just, it didn't matter what kind of audio we had. It was just always shit. It didn't matter how much we spent. But now this seems to be working, so I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to leave it like this. Don't you fuck this up for me, aliens. Don't you fuck this up for me, aliens. Yeah, I don't know if aliens are really a thing. What's the last thing that says on Aliens. There was Aliens as a movie. Let's see. What's this right here? Oh, 3 days ago, aliens in a cave. NASA scientist reveals why aliens avoid us. Humanity's too dangerous. Yeah, motherfucker. If an alien came through, we'd fucking like nuke their flying saucer or some shit. Sigourney Weaver says she didn't like how she delivered an iconic Aliens line. Neil deGrasse Tyson on what AI lacks and why he doubts aliens have visited the Earth. Wow, Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't think aliens have visited the Earth, even though there's literally people talking about that shit. I don't know. Are they aliens, or were they just here before us? So they're just like the residents, and then we're just like the colonizers, and we're just colonizing their planet, and they don't like us, but there's not enough of us to kill all of us. Yeah, I don't know. But what I do know is that the show is over. So appreciate you people out there, whoever you are, for joining us here. We have a new mic. We got decent sound. Maybe these shows will be happening a little bit more often. I don't know. It depends on whether I feel depressed and up to the challenge, which I'm going to try to do some more. Should probably play less video games and just do this, because I seem to have a lot more fun doing this anyway. Yeah. And honestly, there's a shitload of stuff to talk about. I don't even know. There's like 10 things right now in my brain that I can think about talking about. I could probably just go look up kiwi farms really fast and just say, I wonder what kind of crazy shit came out about people today besides the internet going down. Oh, right. Dude, the Hassan situation. Dude. Yeah, we're just going to have to dedicate a whole stream to Hassan abusing his dog. I can't believe that shit. But it definitely seems like that be happening, right? And there's a history of it with the past dog, and now it's the new dog, and people are talking about it. And that's the thing, is that, you know, he could be the biggest piece of shit in the world, a womanizer. Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, swear to God, that Destiny character was literally sharing underage girls' pictures with other people. And he didn't even get arrested for that. He's getting sued for it, but he didn't get arrested for that. And that's illegal, right? But King Hassan might actually get taken out finally after everything because he's abusing his dog. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Super crazy. Either way, much love to you. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your friends. Do all that jazz. Or don't. I don't really care. It's up to you. I don't get bigger without your help, but I'm not going to sit here and get on my knees and beg, please, please. You know, maybe I will next time. I don't know. Depends on how much money you throw in my face. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I don't actually have a button to switch that screen, so I'm just going to do it manually. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bye-bye now. Time to go home. Show's over. See you later, J.R. Riggs. Avi Loeb does suck. Bye, Yobi. Bye, George Chavez, my brother. See you later. I love you, man. What's up, Oinky? JF Garipi leaks? Yeah, the leaks from JF Garipi. That dude killed his ex-wife. He killed Mama JF. Sewer guy Rob, thanks for the money. Appreciate you as always. Hope you're having a beautiful day. See you later, Mr. Lightspeed. Have a good one. Got to think about all that shit. Bye-bye, Purple Rain. Have a good one. See you later, CV. See you later, everybody else that's out there. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now. Ease. Bye. Bye-bye.